Okay, up next, we're going to be going over an alternative. I know that we've shown you some learning management systems over the last couple days. Weebly has been an option. And then we also showed you Schoology and Edmodo. Now what we're going to show you is it's an alternative. If you don't want to make the leap to a learning management system, but you want your students to be able to keep themselves organized. If you're conducting a class with a lot of critical thinking, a lot of assignments that are higher level, there's going to be deadlines, there's going to be short increments of completing those projects. And so it's very important that students have some type of a planner. Again, if you don't want to go the entire length of starting up, the entire length of setting up a learning management system, you can do something like My Homework. Okay, My Homework. And basically what it is a planner. It's a student planner for the iPad. And so students can use this as a calendar. They can use it to plan out their day. Here are the options here. This is the kind of the secondary menu over here. The home screen is what you see right now. So it shows their classes, and they can go down and narrow down according to their classes. Then they have the homework listed, and you can also sort this according to what class it's in, the priority that they set for it, high, medium, or low, and then the type of assignment it is, homework, report, paper, presentation, etc., etc. Along with that, it creates a calendar for them with those assignments automatically set on their calendar. It can send them alerts and alarms a day before, an hour before, for those laggers, those procrastinators, and so they can get constant reminders. I think I have one more, because I said it for two. And then, of course, you see the homework list. It will divide the homework up into different sections, homework that they've complete to give them that accomplished feeling, the homework that's late, and then the upcoming homework that they have. And of course, they can add details to that homework, the name of the homework, the class, the type, the date that it's due, the time that it's due, the priority, and then a reminder. And then whenever that's done, they can hit complete, and then it'll place it over into the appropriate column. The other thing that you may want to consider on this is that you can also set up, if you want to have some form of learning management system, you can also set up what is called a teachers.io account. Teachers.io account, and you can get more information about that here. And it'll allow you to actually create a class, for them to find the class on here, and then they can join your class, and you can send out announcements, you can send out homework, etc., etc. So it'll kind of play the role of like the Schoology and Edmodo app. So that is it. Thank you.
Quick question.
Yeah. It is free, yes. Yeah, the vast majority, if it's not free, if the app is not free, then we'll mention that. The one thing you may notice is the little ads, the banner ads at the very bottom. That's the way that they pay for the app themselves. Okay, Rhonda's up next.
Okay, you will notice a pattern on my apps because I am a communication arts teacher, but this year I've had to learn to be a math teacher. And so, let me make sure I'm up. Am I coming? There we go. Okay, and so I found a bunch of math apps that I like. This one is free. Start over. And what I like about this one is it is graphing. Now, I am 52 years old, Justin Crawford, and I'm going to slap him later when I have no witnesses. But anyway, he was my student teacher. I was his mentor. I didn't do a good job, obviously. Anyway, I picked math because I've had to struggle and work with the math people this year, helping them roll out, unwrap the standards. And so it was not until Jody Williams and I were in a workshop together that I understood graphing. So what I love about this one is you just write it up there, pull it over, and you have your graph. Okay? Except you can't read my writing. Clear. R equals x squared. Make sure my x is clear. Did I get it this time? No. I needed to practice a little more. There we go. There. It really does work easily, I promise. There we go. No, it's still not doing it. This is called fluid math. Let me clear it again. Except it's just how I've always done it, but it's not going to do it for me right now. Probably because my X is not readable.
I think on the writing ones, you really want to use a stylus.
Yeah, and I don't have one, so is it going to pop up for me finally? It may be a little slow. What I understood about graphing finally, though, is it shows relationships, and so what I liked was finding these graphing ones, and I'm going to work on this until I get it. Is my time up yet?
Nope.
Okay, I'm good. Oh, 1 minute. Dang it!
It says 4.
It says 4. Okay, clear.
Make your little
Y equals X squared. I was a secondary teacher. I didn't have to worry about handwriting. Got it. Okay, good. So therefore, I like this because for your kids that are struggling with graphing, but know that this is out there. So if you just give your kids a formula and they have to plot it, all they have to do is pull this one and then they can transfer to whatever format they want for you. Thank you for being patient. iPad, but it also is it has a fluid, it's on the computer as well. It works on both.
Okay, so I know everybody's probably heard of TED, right? Raise your hand if you have heard of TED Talks. So this is more of a reminder of how you could possibly use this to invoke some class discussion and things of that nature. I also want to remind you that for iPad users, you have the option to download TED, the app, and TED Subtitles, the app. So both of those may be beneficial to you, and I've just created a little TED Talk here for you to view. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So like with most of my TED Talks, I've trimmed the fat on a plethora of ideas worth spreading all over you. What I want to talk to you about today is an invention that could revolutionize technology, rock the foundations of the automotive industry, and ultimately save lives. Drum roll, please. Okay. Introducing the sling. That's C-L-ing, or C-L-I-N-G. Not to be confused with the cling, another one of my invention and genius ideas that I see here. Sling stands for Cellular Lifesavering. Yeah, it has a certain ring, right? I should probably start with the background of this invention. The problem, if you will. Not long ago, I was in a horrific car accident.
Reaching out, touching me, touching you.
As you can see, this was clearly a deficiency on the cell phone industry and an utter failure by automobile makers to ensure the safety and security of passengers at all times. So I decided we needed something to make cars and cell phones safer. Thus the birth of my brainchild, the sling. Knowing that my colleagues need to be able to quickly move from the vehicle to the job while maintaining cellular connections and safety, I have developed several adaptations and attachments to make the sling a device for all contexts. As you exit your vehicle, you can choose to have the sling travel with you in a variety of ways. If you have kids, the sling will integrate nicely with most slings and strollers. Yes, we have a belt attachment as well. If you just want to exit in style or go on a pilgrimage, you'll want the 4CE. The head combo the wristlet, the donut, the gun, the coffee mug, gun combo, the horse, the rocking horse, and the banana. Thank you.
On a serious note, tell us a little bit about the thing that students is also having some collaborative learning about activities.